Hello gamers, and welcome to the updated video that I know you guys have all been waiting for since we started our Season 3 playthrough. Welcome to our mod list and explanation video. So by the time you guys see this, we're about, I don't know, 10 episodes into our Season 3 of SPT, which has now been updated to 3.8.0, but actually past that now. I think it's up to 3.8.4 possibly by now on the SPT website. Currently, I'm just going to get it out of the way now. I am still only playing on 3.8.0, and I'm going to tell you why right now before you guys all comment down below. I stuck with 3.8.0 simply because all of my mods work. I have no issues with anything. Everything is acting as it should, and I get a decent FPS like I should. I have no weird graphical issues and nothing breaking in the game and whatnot. And every one of the mods that I'm going to show you here work on 3.8.0. There's no conflicts, nothing like that. So if you guys are on a later version of this, some of these mods may not act as they should, so I'm just going to say it as a disclaimer right there before I get into everything. If you're on later versions, especially 3.8.1, I've seen has a lot of issues with certain mods, so yeah, go ahead and take that as you will, but I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. Make sure you guys are on 3.8.0 if you want to make sure all these mods work. Okay, so the first mods that I'm going to talk about are what I call my must-have or game-changing mods. Now, these mods are things that change the way the game works and actually change the AI, the way they behave, and change your whole game experience and make it different in a good way, in my opinion. Like, these are the ones that you guys are going to want, and the ones that you guys see me playing with in my playthrough for seasons 1 through 3. I think I have all these in all the seasons. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one that I always download, and that is Sane. All right, now here is the mod page for Sane. Like I said, I'm just going to show you guys this. I am not going to show you how to download it or install the mods because that is what gets videos taken down apparently. But I'm taking a risk and just showing you guys the page for a quick second so you guys have a visual on what it looks like. I will also link a Google Doc or my Google Doc so you guys have all the links to these mods as well so you guys can go check them out. But this is what it looks like right there. Now let's go ahead and talk about the mod here for just a minute. All right, guys, so we are just on a random account or an extra SPT account that I use, not the actual playthrough account that we're using. But let me go ahead and show you guys how Sane works. Now, a lot of these mods, you're going to use what is called the F12 menu. So you press F12 on your keyboard, and all your mods you have installed will come up. The ones that you can actually configure will be in this plugin mod settings page right here. So you press F12, and like I said, we're going to go through a lot of these, but we're going to start with Sane right here. Now, Sane has this stuff right here, but it has its own editor. So all you got to do is go down to Open Editor and press that. And now we have the Sane editor window here. So what do I actually play with here on Sane? When you guys first open this, you guys are going to be, it's probably a little bit daunting for first-time users and whatnot, but what I want you guys to pay attention to mostly are these settings right here. So 1 through 5 are the settings in which you can make the AI harder and use better tactics to fight you. So the higher the setting, obviously, the harder they are. Now, I just leave them on the default setting because I feel that they are plenty difficult in my playthrough. There's a good balance of they push you, they will throw grenades at you a lot, they will gang up on you, especially if there is like, it gives it the ability to actually, instead of just 1v1s, they will actually come in groups like 2-man, 3-mans. I've even fought, you guys have seen in my playthrough, I've even fought 4-mans against just myself. So it's really cool. It makes the game much more engaging rather than just feeling like you're just killing a bunch of AI scavs. I have a mod on right now. Yeah. There we go, got him. I'm using the developer kit right now, so I basically can't die. This is a good example of how Sane works too. Now, obviously, all these have different threat levels and different difficulty levels. The default is what it used to be called as just hard mode. The default setting in this is hard bots. And as you go higher, you basically you get your bots to be, you know, headshot monsters and guys that they see you way too fast and they start shooting you way too quick. So I found the best setting for me personally in my playthrough, if you guys want to copy me, is I set them to the default setting. So when you go ahead and mess with anything like this, make sure you guys press on the setting and then go up here and press save all changes, so that way it saves everything. Now, another setting that you guys might want to mess around with that I'll tell you guys about is headshot protection. Now let's go to global settings. I believe, and when you do each of those presets, it messes with these global settings for each bot, and you can also turn this stuff up and down to your liking. If you feel like maybe bots are, if you think bots are seeing you from too far away, then go ahead and change these. I think I actually did change this because the default setting, I was finding that they were seeing me from like all the way across the map, which is pretty unfair. Like, yeah, I think you guys saw that in a couple of my first episodes of season 3, where like I was way far hidden in the back of a freaking building, like where it's dark and stuff like that, and somehow they still spot me like through the windows and stuff. So it's like, to make it a little more realistic, I put it to 0.8, and I found that that's a healthy way to do it. And then all these different options, you can change all this kind of stuff, mind settings, personality settings for each one. There's a lot of stuff, you guys. But something you guys will definitely want to take note of is on general settings right here, global general settings. Go ahead and go down to no bush ESP and make sure that is on. I don't know if by default it is, so definitely come in here and check that out and make sure you have that on, because that will give you the ability to not be shot through trees, through bushes, stuff like that. Like if you hide behind a cover, they should not be able to see you, right? Especially like if you're hiding in a bush in real life, somebody should not be able to see you unless you're being an idiot and you got your gun sticking out, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So there you go. There's also this enhanced cover finding thing. I have not played around with that yet, but it says it's going to reduce your performance, so I have not turned that on. So I don't know. I don't really know. I don't have any experience with that. So I find that they go and find cover and they act tactical pretty damn well, and I actually like it a lot. So this it makes it so they don't talk, which I actually enjoy when they like talk and they yell the voice lines at you. I think it makes the experience a lot more fun. It's almost like someone's voice lining you in the game, which I used to do all the time when I played live, so I think that's a lot of fun. And the other thing that you mainly want to look at is headshot protection. Please God, you guys, go turn this on, okay? Like it says right here in the tooltip, it's not foolproof. You still will get headshotted, and you guys have seen in my series, I get headshotted a lot when I die. But what this will do is it'll, at least a lot of times, it'll protect you from the bots constantly aiming at your head first. And you'll notice that like a lot of times I get shot like in my thorax, I get my arms shot off, I get my legs shot off, and rather than them just aiming at your head and shooting you in the face and killing you right away. So I definitely want you guys to go ahead and go turn that on, because it makes your experience a lot better. So again, those are just a couple of settings I would mess with. Everything else I have left just default with the default setting, and I feel like it's a great mod. And this also does integrate with the realism mod if you guys use it. I'll go into that once I'm done with all the mods. I have not messed around with realism mod. That is maybe something that I will save for the next season, and I'll probably get into that because it is a cool mod and it's something that I do want to dive into. But I felt like it was a little too sudden for me to use it in this series because I've never played with it. So after we get to a good point in this series, maybe I'll do a different like account and I'll mess around with it, and then next season I'll probably use realism mods. So anyway, that's saying, you guys, make sure again you mess with stuff, you guys go ahead and press save all changes and then just X out of it and then X out of the menu, and you guys are good to go. Okay guys, the next mod we're going to talk about is Swag and Donuts. So this kind of goes hand in hand with Sane. You want to have these two mods together, I think, and that is because this also dictates the AIs, like how hard they are and kind of what they do, as well as Sane. So if you want to think of it, Sane's kind of like how they act tactically, and their movements and stuff like that, and how they see you and how fast they shoot you and stuff like that. And Swag and Donuts is just like their general overall like difficulty, as well as how many bots actually spawn, and you can control all this within the mod, and I'll show you guys that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and check out the mod page so you guys can see what it looks like. All right, so here's the Swag and Donuts mod page, so you guys know what it looks like, and you guys can get a visual of what the page looks like. So as you can see, a lot of people download this mod, and right now, yeah, it's only updated for 3.8.0. So once again, it's one of those things where if you have a later version of the game, these mods may not act properly. So that's why I've stayed on 3.8.0, because these main game-changing mods I use are all still, a lot of them are still only on 3.8.0. So anyway, so yeah, it shows you the compatibility for it. There's a couple of mods right here that are it's recommended to have sane, like I said, but to actually get this mod working, you also need looting bots and questing bots. Oh no, sorry, those are recommended, which I have, and I will show you guys. But what's required for it is waypoints, and I will also show you that. You know what? I also forgot to show you guys. For sane, you need waypoints and big brain. And just so you guys are aware, here is the waypoints page right here. Again, it basically extends the area where bots can explore, and it makes it much more dynamic, guys. You won't see scabs and stuff in the exact same spots. You'll see them in a lot more areas, which is definitely cool, and it makes the game a lot more fresh. And then a big brain right here. You need this because it controls the bots' brains. It gives you control of them, and lets you change things around and make them harder, easier, whatever you want to do. All right, you guys, so now let's go ahead and show you guys donuts right here. This is what you don't have to worry about swag. That's another part of the mod, but it doesn't have anything that's what do you call it? Configurable. Donuts is the one you want to go ahead and configure. And right here, this is the main page. This is what you want to pay attention to. Now, the main thing here, obviously, is that you want to make sure that donuts is enabled. So that way the settings you mess with in here actually take effect. So there's a lot of options here. A lot of this stuff can help you actually increase performance in your game simply by all these spawn settings. So basically in Tarkov, if you guys don't know this, when AI is on the map, that is usually what will hit your frame rate the most, besides the graphical stuff and whatever else. But if you have a really nice PC like I'm running, the AI spawning in will hit your frame rate the most. You'll notice as soon as they spawn in, it hits your frame rate like a freight train. So there's ways in here that you can actually minimize the distance that AI spawns. That way there's not an AI forever away from you that you can't even see or fight, but they're taking up your system resources. So what I do is I actually put these global distances, I put them on, and I've been doing this with this version of it, 1.4.4, and as I've been using these actually have been doing really, really good at, only having AI in the area that I'm in. So that way there's always a constant fight. It's always new, it's not always the same kind of fight. But further away from the map, where I'm not even anywhere near, there's not just random AI where, where I'm not going to be able to, see them anyway, and they take up system resources. So it's kind of cool. These are just, global distances that are by default. I didn't mess with any of these. I just turned them on, and I've been trying them out in the last few episodes, and they've been doing great. But aside from that, the main thing you're going to want to mess with probably is your cooldown timer, which I've left at the, I've left at 300 right here. You can also play with that to go ahead and, minimize the time that scabs and an AI spawn in. So that way it takes them a bit longer to actually spawn a new wave in and stuff like that. So definitely mess with that if you guys want to. And just keep in mind, all these tooltips, they all have little explanations and stuff too. But one of the main things with donuts is you're going to want to mess with these settings right here, and that is basically the difficulty of your bots, and then the raid selection. So this stuff is pretty important. So you come down here to PMC spawn difficulty. I always have PMCs set to hard, and that is because I want them to be more in line with what a normal person would be. And I found that the hard mode ones, they are difficult enough, and they actually are in line with what a normal, not obviously a Chad that plays the game thousands of hours, but what a normal real life person would be, just a regular person. And I always have the scabs normal, and that is because if you put them at hard, just like the PMCs, it's you're basically they're all the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the scabs are the same difficulty as the PMCs, which I think should be different. So I leave these as normal, and I feel they're still difficult difficult enough because as you guys see, like they still will target your limbs, they'll still kill you, they still bunch up on you, and yeah, they still are difficult. And then of course with other bonds difficulty, like with bosses, rogues, raiders, blah blah blah, I just leave that as online, so it's the same experience as live, because you know they should be hard and they should be difficult. And then these two things right here are something that you guys may be wondering what I use. So the PMC raid preset selection, I use starting PMCs only. There's a lot, by the way. There's a ton of them. I think by default, it's just the live-like one, but I use starting PMCs only, more scabs. And what this does is it basically gives you, just like in real raids, all the PMCs that spawn in at the very beginning of the raid, just like in the real raid, in live. Where you'll see a PMC right away, usually at another spawn. You'll be able to have a fight like right off the bat, and then the ones that survive the initial fights, you'll see them throughout the raid, which is pretty cool. And you guys you'll know that if you've seen my videos. And then more scavs, I put that because a lot of these other presets, I noticed there's not a lot of scavs, or there's not enough anyway, especially in my past seasons. So when I put on the more scavs preset right there, I've noticed that a lot of scavs spawn in, you know, the correct way. Like you get a lot more scabs. So those quests you got to do where you got to kill scabs constantly, you always got scabs to kill. So I find that works out really well. And then scav raid preset selection, I just put scav raids. That's pretty much it. And now with this, it is basically, well, actually, I think it's this that's doing it. It'll actually put you in scav runs a certain amount of time, you know, into the raid, like you do in live, where it's not like you don't start the raid right at the very beginning, so there's not like a ton of PMCs around. You'll still find PMCs most likely, unless you use another mod like late to the party or something like that. But it's a lot better than it used to be. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I mess with as far as donuts goes. So if you guys want to copy my settings, there they are right there. All right, guys, so the next mod we're going to talk about here, again, before I continue, make sure for the ones I just talked about, make sure you got waypoints and big brain. I'm going to say that one more time so you guys don't forget, because a lot of you might download these and be like, oh my god, you know, GV, it doesn't work. Just make sure you have these two installed with swag and sane, and you'll be good to go. Anyway, moving on. The next thing we're going to talk about is SVM, or Server Value Modifier. Now, this is a very important one if you want to actually be able to tweak things within the game files to actually make the game a little more fair, a little more balanced, and, you know, funny enough, good segue, we're going to talk about this preset that I apply to my SVM, or Server Value Modifier, to make my game a little bit different. All right, now here is the mod page for Server Value Modifier right there, or SVM. You can search for this right there, and basically there's a lot to this. The mod author has done a really amazing job. His name's Ghost Phoenix. He has other mods too, but he goes right in and explains literally everything. I will actually open it up for you guys too, and I'll show you what I have. Server Value Modifier, you'll be able to, you'll see that it'll tell you everything right here, and it will go through everyone. You can go through every one of these tabs, and this is how you basically modify whatever the hell you want. So if you want to make your Tarkov a lot easier, you want to make it so stash stuff, you know, more loot, frickin' spawns, whatever. If you want to make it super easy, you can. Or if you want to make it like me, if you like pain and you want to make it harder on yourself, you can do that too. But what I do, because I like to challenge myself in the actual game, what I do with SVM is I actually started this season by using a preset called, where we got, oh, here it is. This one right here, or Oracion's Fair and Balanced 1.6.1. That is the one I got, and it has its own download page, so you're gonna have to go to the mod site and download this. It's all it is just like, I think it's a DLL file or something like that. So you have to grab that and then throw it in the actual, we call it, and load it in right here. You have to put it into the mod files, and then you'll be able to load it in right here where the presets are. So really what the Fair and Balanced one does, a lot of it has to do with, like, you know, certain ways the loot spawns, how things level up, the time it takes. You'll notice in my playthrough that things, you know, when I do stuff in the hideout, they finish a lot faster, and that's because, you know, we're playing a single player game. We don't want to sit there for forever and wait for that stuff to happen. So it's just a little bit, I think it's a little bit better. I personally also think that it is more fair and balanced than it should be as well. So and again, if you guys were wondering how you tweak the boss chances and stuff like that, right in here. You can see right here, Gluhar, The new boss are there, Kaban, Zerachi, Sturman. They all, by default, I think they're 30. Zerachi always spawns, of course. And then you can go down here if you're looking at the goons, and then the goons are spawning way too much for you. They are set right here by default, I believe, at 30. So just like the other ones. But I want to say these, when I first got this, I think they were actually like, I want to say, God, what were they? They were like, no, you know what? They were 30. And you know, I think I actually turned those down. No, that's right. There it is. There's my preset right there. Sorry. I put this to 5, this to 10, 10, 10. That is what I use, actually. So there you go. And you can see that like everything else is still stock, but I modified the goons because at 30% on customs, they still were spawning way too freaking much for me. They would spawn almost every single raid, which is kind of crazy. I have terrible RNG, I guess. But with 10, 10, and 5 on customs, on these maps, I never see them. I've seen them on woods one time, which is great. And then customs 5% is what I went with because I literally was seeing them every raid. And now I still, you guys will notice like one of my like very recent episodes, I still ran into the goons. I think it was on a scav run too. I ran into the goons. So yeah, they still spawn, but a lot less. So there you go. And yeah, this is what this everything that's green is what you changed. And so that this preset will change stuff like this. And it will, yeah, it'll kind of do some stuff that's very cool. So definitely go through that. If you guys want to do this preset as well, definitely go for it. If not, you can make your own and tweak whatever the hell you want. So that's SVM in a nutshell. All right, guys. Now moving on, here are the last 3 like game-changing mods that I use, and these all have to do with more bot stuff. First one is looting bots. Okay, this one will basically allow the bots to loot. So that way, you know, when they kill each other, they can loot each other, and they can be or the other PMCs, the AI PMCs that spawn in will kill scavs, and they will loot the scavs, and they will loot stuff within the world. So that way, when you kill them, they could be carrying some very special items. So yeah. It's a very cool mod, and it's one of the mods that, again, I do not usually ever play my stuff with, or I play my seasons with. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out that mod. So there we go. Here is the mod page for looting bots right here. So again, this one is dependent on Big Brain as well. So, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Make sure you guys have Big Brain. If you guys are following my instructions already, Big Brain will already be installed, so you guys will be good. So just make sure that is installed, and this mod will work just fine. And yeah, again, it'll tell you like sane, see, search open containers is another one actually. What do you call it? This is just so you can search them without having to close them and stuff like that. But I don't have that mod, but you can download that one if you want to. But anyway, this allows bots to loot everything, and you can change the way they loot and what they can loot and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in it, that's what it is. All right, next one of the ones. This is legit one that I really would not start my season without, and I told you guys about this, and that is algorithmic level progression. This one is super important because it makes the PMCs, the AI PMCs, be around the same level as you. So that way, I noticed in my first seasons of playing SPT that the enemies I would kill, I was like a level 1 or level 3, and I would be going up against a level 50. So if I happened to kill that PMC, the gear they had was just insane. They'd have like the biggest backpacks. They'd have some crazy ass level like super high level weapon with like some crazy ammo that I should not be able to use yet. You know, grenades out the wazoo, possibly some stims that I should not, or you know, whatever that I should not be able to have yet. So it basically makes the game a lot more balanced in that they will. So if they kind of go by, I think, trader level. So if you only have level 1 traders, then all of your enemy PMCs will be using weapons from level 1 traders. Like, they'll still be modified and stuff, but they'll be only from level 1 traders. It's super cool, and as you gain levels and as you gain trader levels, they do too. So it's actually really rad. All right, so here's the page for algorithmic level progression, and this is another one that, again, is only up to 3.8.0. It may work on later versions of it, but again, this is another mod that this is why I didn't want to upgrade, because one of my main mods that I like is not fully updated to the newest one yet, so that's why I've stayed there. But anyway, again, you can customize some stuff like that, but again, here you go. Look, sane, swag donuts, looting bots. You want to have all of those with this mod right here. So it's pretty cool. Again, they use look, they'll use weapons appropriate for the map they're on. So you'll see that it's always very, very random. They'll have some crazy weird gear and stuff like that, and it's a very, very well done mod. I love it, and I will not play without this mod now because it's just so fun. All right, guys, and really quick, let me go ahead. I just killed a couple of PMCs for you. Let me go ahead and show you the way this kind of works with algorithmic level progression. So I'm using a dev kit right now, so this guy's a level 69, so like almost max level. Oh my god, that guy looks freaking weird. What the hell is that? Does he have a mask on? You can see I have the thing though, so I won't die. Oh, he has the ghoul mask on. So basically I'm like max level right now, so all the people that I fight are gonna be like same thing like that. They're gonna be like max level, have max level gear, you know, like the really, really nice stuff. AK-102, they're using a freaking like a Sobralo and stuff like that, and probably be carrying a bunch of really cool shit. Let's go check this other body right here so I can give you another example. Yeah, see, so he should probably have a really nice kit on too. See what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So like these guys will all be carrying some really cool stuff. And yeah, like I said, I'm literally just messing around, just so I can show you guys for an example, and so I don't die right away. Yeah, I normally never play with stuff like that, but just for the sake of trying to, yeah. And so like they'll be using ammo like that's pretty like, you know, more advanced. Like he's using leg meta ammo and stuff. And then I think, what is he using in here? Probably like M995 most likely. Yeah, he's using some pretty crazy ammo and stuff, and yeah, they'll end up having like some cool crap on them already, like some good ammo and items. So algorithmic level progression is pretty awesome. So like on the flip side, if I was like a level 1 right now, you know, just starting out, other players in this match would also be a level 1, or like level 2 or level 3 or whatever. I think it has to do with like 5 levels, something like that, of variance. So yeah, there you go. Just wanted to show you guys real quick a quick example of what you guys can expect from that. Alright guys, and the last one, like I said, is questing bots. Now this one is super cool because what it does is it makes the AI PMCs quest just like you do. So, all right, and here's the mod page for questing bots. This is what it looks like right here. So again, another mod that it says very, very required, big brain and waypoints. Once again, I'm going to harp on that. Make sure you have those. And then highly recommended is sane and looting bots as well. So you guys can mess with those and whatnot too. And make sure you guys have those. Swag and Donuts will be, so look at this. So you can actually control bot spawning with questing bots too. They have a feature in there that you can do that, but it is very compatible with Swag and Donuts, and the bot spawning will be it'll actually be controlled by Swag and Donuts. It will not be. You'll notice that when you boot up your server, it'll say for questing bots, the bot spawning is disabled because Swag and Donuts will actually control the spawning. So if you guys are worried about that, don't worry about it. This will just control the AI doing all doing all the questing and doing all that kind of fun stuff. Swag and Donuts, all your stuff that you did there will still control where the bots spawn and how much and how often and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Okay guys, so that's going to be it for my must-have game-changing mods right there. Now we're going to move on to the quality of life mods. And there's a lot of them, because honestly, there's a lot of things that regular Tarkov just does not do correctly, in my opinion, and all the mod authors that have made these are just absolute, you know, freaking chads. They're the best for making these, because it's like all this stuff, once you see these, you're just like, why the hell is this not in the real game? So or the live game. I don't know why they haven't done this kind of stuff. But anyway, we're gonna start with one of my favorite ones, and that is Amon's Sense. Some people like this mob, some people hate it, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna show you guys this anyway, so let's hop in, and I'll let you guys know what I do with it and how I customize everything to make it a little more fair. All right, so here's the mod page for Amon's Sense. You guys will notice that it doesn't look like it's updated, but it actually is. If you go to the main page for Amon's Sense, you go to the comments, and the author, the actual author right here, he has the new release of it on GitHub. You just got to click this link right here, and it's right there. So you guys can get the new version of it. A lot of people weren't able to find this because he didn't have it fully updated on the SPT website, but I promise you, it is there. So yeah. This basically, yeah, it's very awesome. This mod pretty much will, it'll put little icons above your loot. You press the F button twice, and it's what shows all the little icons above loot. A lot of you guys asked me about this in my series, and you can customize it. You can make it whatever color you want, and I'll show you guys how I customize mine, because I do not like the colors personally, because I feel like it gives away too much of like the loot, which is kind of, you know, the loot mystery is like part of the fun of the game in my opinion. So I'll show you how I customize it inside of my game right now. All right, once again, we're going to go to the F12 menu, and we're going to go to Sense right here, 2.0.0. So you go to that, make sure that Enable Sense is on. Your Sense key is going to be F, and I think it's a double press of the F. I don't think it's a single press because F normally does everything else, like it interacts with stuff, but you have to double click it to make it work. Now, there is another part of this mod that enables the cool little, like, what do you call it? The little things in the sky that show you where your exfils are, and that is called exfil sense. And you can turn that on right here if you guys want to use that. I actually started using it in my playthrough this time around, and I actually really like it because it shows you, like, it's good for showing you which direction you got to head. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're kind of lost a little bit. So it's kind of nice, especially when you're like maybe in a scav run and you don't really remember all the damn exfils. It's very, very nice and a handy little thing to have. And honestly, when you're playing a single player game, most of those games always have a HUD and stuff like that. I don't play with one. You can, there's a mod for that, but this is just one of those little quality of life things that I enjoy. So you guys can customize it however you want. And what do you call it? Yeah, you can make it whatever you want to do, and you can change the light sensitivity, all that kind of stuff, the exfil light range, all that kind of thing. But the main thing for Amon Sense with all the icons that go above loot, there is a lot of them. They show you every single thing in the game. You can make it whatever color you want, and so by default these are all different colors, but what I do is I actually move all the sliders to the right and make them all white, except for quest items. Quest items I leave yellow, so that way when I'm on a quest and I don't know where the hell the quest item is, I at least know where to find it when that kind of happens. That's helped me out a few times. But the reason I leave everything else white is because it's still, what it does is it still puts an icon above it saying that there's an item in there, but it does not tell you what is in there. Like, because everything is white, so you don't know, you can't differentiate, like, okay, because cap items were typically, I think they were gold or something like that, or like the very rare item, very rare valuable items would be like red. So you'd know, oh, there's a really good item in there, I'm gonna search that. This way, you still search like normally, like I search everything and loot everything because I still don't know what's inside of there because I changed it all white. And to do that, you just take it, you have to go through this. Unfortunately, it's kind of, yeah, it's not my favorite. You got to just take the sliders and move them all over to the right. I commented on the mod author's thing, I think one of the last times, and I was like, asking him if he could just put a a button, just change it to white, just to click it. Maybe he can do that in the future one or something like that if other people like to do that too. And by default, usually when you press Amon Sense to show the items, there is this depth of field effect that goes on. I personally hate it. I don't like it at all, so I turn it off. So that's up to you guys. What it does is it basically kind of helps you focus on where the item is, which I see why you would make that. But I personally don't like it, so I just turn it off. But yeah, that's Amon Sense, you guys. And I know a lot of you guys ask me about that all the time, so there you go. You guys finally know what it is and how I use it. All right, you guys, so really quickly, I'm going to show you guys Amon Sense in-game. So I come up to an item right here, I double press F, and so you can see, it has a little thing that pops up, a little tooltip, and it shows me what's in front of me right there. And then, of course, if there is lootable items, it'll show you that there is stuff to be looted in here with the little boxes like that. Like I said, I change everything white so I don't, give away what's in there. Like this, there's items like this, it'll light up and show you that there's a certain type of item right there, you can pick it up. And then, like, if you have a corpse in front of you of somebody you killed, it'll actually show you that there is a corpse right there in front of you. Oh. Ouch. The guy was sitting right there. Okay, next quality of life mod is more check marks. I get asked about this one all the time too. That is the mod that puts all the cool little check marks on the items to let you know if you need it, you don't need it, if it's a quest item, if it's something that, like a gunsmith item, something like that. It tells you all that kind of stuff, and it tells you and it makes them different colors to show you, to differentiate what these items are. So very cool mod, and let's go ahead and check it out real quick. All right, here is the more check marks mod page right here, guys. And you'll see right here, I can show you in game as well, but this is basically what it does. You can see that it puts a check mark next to like quest items, items that you need for the hideout and stuff like that. It shows you like stuff for your money, and like it basically tells you like when it goes green like this, that means you have the items required for the certain things you're building and all that kind of stuff. So, and you can put it on your wish list too, and then it will also show it as a wish list item. It's very, very cool. So let me go ahead and hop in the game and show you that too. All right, so we're just a quick example of it right here in the game. You can see the check marks right here. So you can see the right here. It says needed for crafting. You can see. And you need this AI too with a pile of meds, and you can make certain things, or you can make use these to craft pile of meds, or you can do it to make an XTG12. Same with this, like this, you can make an army bandage or a pile of meds out of it. With these, yeah, you make IFAKs, you can use them to make Saloas, all sorts of stuff. It shows you stuff like that too. Very cool. Especially when you're trying to keep track of your quest items. It's really, really nice. Okay, guys, next quality of life mod is item sell price. I really like this one a lot too, because again, it's just one of those quality of life things that lets you know like what something sells for. Like it's that simple. Okay, so item sell price, basically inside of the item itself, it shows you what the value of the item is for each vendor inside of the item right there. So you can see once you click on it, it shows you the sell prices right there inside of the item. Now, since we were just talking about item sell price, I'm going to show you like loot value next, because like I said, this might have been redundant now that I use loot value. So let me show you loot value, because it actually is like the same thing, but it actually shows you the loot value of things like right as you like hover over it. So it's actually pretty dope. All right, so here is the loot value mod, and the reason why this one's a little bit different is this actually shows you the value of stuff as you hover over it. The item sell price is like within the item itself. So yeah, basically, so that's why I have both of them, because like you can see right here, item sell price, and basically, yeah, he basically made the mod better almost, and made it so you can hover over and look at stuff. So let me show you that inside the game. So inside the game here, you can see you can hover over something right here, and you see right there, you get a tooltip that comes up and says mechanic. You sell it to mechanic, it's 16.4K. Or if you like the Propital, you sell it to Propital, it's 13.3K. Stuff like that. And it also usually will give you the flea market price. I don't know why it's not showing the flea market prices right now. Maybe because of this character, but it usually will tell you, like, if it's, oh, it has to be found in raid. That's right. So if I had a found in raid item, it would basically come up with a it would come up with and showing all the, like, you know, the trader who you sell it to, and then it would also tell you what do you call it, like what the flea price would be. And I think you guys have seen me probably do this in my playthrough. When I put stuff on the flea, you'll see that I like hover over it when I find it in raid, and I'll go, oh, you know what, it's actually worth selling on the flea, so I just do that. Okay, so the next one is a really good one. It's item info. This is why you see a lot of stuff in my game that is like funny different colors and whatnot, and what that does is it basically gives like a rarity rating to everything you find to show you like, hey, maybe you should pick this up. And then it also gives you a lot of info about the item inside of the actual, like, you know, the item itself. So we'll go ahead and show you that right now too. All right, so here is the page right here, and as you can see, everything is like weird, funny colors. I get asked about this all the time, but it basically, like, at a glance lets you see like, oh yeah, I need to pick that item up because it's worth a lot of money. All right, so item info, you can see already, like, these two things right here, they're epic prices, they're epic items, so they're labeled purple. And like this common, and it's labeled, it's gray. So you can see, you know, like this, it's a what do you call it? Oh, this doesn't have like a thing on it. Actually, it doesn't say what it is. I would guess it's a rarer item or whatever. But yeah, you can see that it gives you, oh, see there, oh, there's the sell price. Never mind, I'm an idiot. It does do that. So there, the sell price is like, I guess it only works on some items. I don't know. Yeah, it must be conflicting with the other mob. But anyway, we're not talking about that anymore. You see all the other items, all they have different colors, and you can go to the traders. Since I have max traders on this account, you can see everything has its own special color. Certain things like that are very rare, I think, will be like red or something like that, or like yellow. And this special color of green because they're very, very good items. And it basically just tells you, based on rarity, like how good these items are, and it does it and it does it with ammo and stuff like that too. So it's just a good visual representation of what an item is. And then, of course, as you go into the item, you can see that it has all of this different item info that it adds to it. you know, making things a little bit, it explains things a little bit better for you, which is pretty cool. All right, you guys, the next mod we're going to talk about is expanded task text, and it's basically what it sounds like. On your tasks, you'll actually get some better like little tips on there that'll show you, you know, hey, you need this key to open this door for this task, or like for gunsmith, it'll say what items you actually need to be able, or like what requirements you need for that gun, like laid out for you rather than having to read a paragraph full of text. All right, so here's expanded task text, the actual page for it. So again, like right here, you'll see, like for a gunsmith quest, it'll show you right here, and it'll actually show you the exact items you can use to go ahead and make that thing happen too. So it'll tell you like what it's required for, like if you need it for collector, if you need it for kappa, stuff like that. It'll tell you. All right, so here it is in game. So yeah, it looks a little weird because this is a dev character and it's not, I haven't done any quests on this obviously, but you can see right here, this quest is required for collector. It'll tell you that kind of stuff. It'll tell you what it leads to. Like if you want to go ahead and try to get the, you know, take the quickest route possible to get through the game, which I currently am doing in my playthrough, it'll actually tell you which quest it will lead to. So you know that, hey, I need to do this to go ahead and get to the next, you know, quest in the quest line. And then it will also tell you if it requires a key. So like right here, obviously for the background check one to get the pocket watch, you need the machinery key. All right, next, this is use loose loot. Now this one's a fun one. So imagine actually being able to like drink like and eat items that you find, like food and drink items on the ground without having to put them in your inventory first and then clicking use or whatever. All right, here's the use loose loot page. It's a very simple one, but again, it makes you be able to use meds and whatever. You can actually use meds, that's right, out of the world too, so you don't have to put them in your pockets or your rig or whatever first. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and show you this use loose loot mod real quick. So prime example, look, see, you now have the option to take it or use it, and you can just scroll up and down whatever button you make it. Same thing with food. You can just take it or use it. So right off the ground, you just take it. And of course, it makes a double of it, but once you do finish drinking it, it does disappear. So it doesn't, yeah, see, like it doesn't automatically, like, you know, take it away or, you know, or make two of it or whatever. So it's a pretty cool mod. I'd be cool if they somehow can make it disappear once you take it, but you know what? The mod's still pretty awesome either way, so I don't really care. So either way, it's pretty sweet, right? So yeah, go ahead and do that so that way you can actually use stuff off of the world, you know, the way we can do in real life, which is pretty sweet. Oh, and here's some meds. Look, you can actually use a morphine off the ground too if you want to do that. See? There you go. Pretty awesome, right? All right, and the next one, let's well, you know what? Let's save pause mod for last because we're going to show you how that actually works. Let's go ahead and do these ones right here. Let's go ammo stats and the description. So this is a very simple one. This one basically in the description, I think you guys already probably saw it. When you look at ammo, it'll actually show you the the penetration and the damage in the description of the ammo itself. So that way you don't have to rely on just a color on the ammo. You can actually see like what their actual like stats are. So let me go ahead and show you guys that. All right, so here's the actual mod page for it. And like I said, it'll basically show you the different stats of the ammo inside of the what do you call it, inside of the information page right there. So it's very simple, kind of shows you like what it's effective against. Yep, armor, penetration, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. All right, so ammo stats in the description. Let me find some ammo here. Let me unload this ammo right here. So M993, some really nice ammo. You'll see right here. It'll tell you right here, 67 damage, 70 pen, effective against armor level 6. So this is like very good ammo right there. So let me show you some different M995 ammo. I got some very good ammo right here. So yeah, both of these are like very good ammos. But say you wanted to see like just a regular yeah, BT ammo, like something you can buy. This is still very good ammo right here, level 4. This is like very common ammo towards the end of the game. But yeah, PRS, the really bad ammo right here. Look, it sucks. Like, it's 13 pen. If you can avoid using PRS, definitely do that if you guys don't know that already. But yeah, see, like, it tells you what it's effective against and how much damage and pen it has, which is pretty cool. Okay, this next one is stash search. Now, I found this one like a few episodes into my series, but this one has actually been Very cool. So let me go ahead and all it basically does is it gives you a search bar up on your stash, and then you can actually just like type something in and search exactly for what you're looking for. So let me go ahead and show you that. So here's the mod page right here. So yep, it'll show you like a little bar right here. All right, so inside the game, here you go. So you can see there's a search bar right here, and there's a search bar on the trader. So say I wanted to search for, what do I even have in here? I don't have much. Let's just search for mag. You type in that, press enter. It'll only show you your mags, which is pretty freaking cool. And you clear it, and then it'll just put all your stuff back, which is pretty dope. And then if you go to a trader, you can say, let me just go say grenade. It might even do it if you spell it wrong, but let's do grenade, press enter, shows you all of the grenades. That's it. All right, and this next one is another one I get asked about all the time, and that is live flea prices. So this mod basically just takes all of the data from the live game and the way it is, and it actually gives you the same flea prices that are going on the flea at that current time. So let me go ahead and show you that. All right, so here is the mod page for it. Again, it's a very simple mod. You just kind of drop it in there. Let's look for something that normally would be on the flea. Like, what do you, I don't even know. Let me, here, go, character. See, like I said, if you find something in raid, like I have here, it'll actually, that one tooltip, it'll actually tell you what it's worth in the flea. See those other numbers right there? So you go like this, go to filter by item, and it will tell you what it's going for on the flea right there, and you can sell it on the flea, and it basically is going for what it should in the live game. Sometimes you'll see some stupid stuff like this where there's like a troll, but these will usually never sell because all of the common ones are this price right there. So I find that it's usually very balanced. Like here's this. It tells you that you can sell this on the flea as well. Going for that. And then like more expensive items, you'll notice that like when you put those on the flea, of course they'll be worth a lot more and all that kind of stuff. But you know, it just depends on what the flea prices are at the time. But it's pretty cool. Keeps the game balanced, and I really like it. All right, the last one I'll show you guys for these quality of life mods is again the pause mod. This was the most recent mod that I picked up, and this one's kind of controversial because a lot of people have been telling me that it actually doesn't work, but I think it's because the mod itself and like the different versions of the game, I think if you have something beyond 3.8.0 with this mod, I don't think this mod works right. I think it may pause like certain things in the game, but maybe not the AI, or it causes people to fall through the floor, or you know, like it causes people to go MIA and stuff like that when you don't have the right version. So far for me on 3.8.0, it works great, and I will show you that. All right, so here's the page for it. It is actually, the one I use is pause re-upload. So yeah, just make sure you try to find that or use my link. You'll be able to find the one that I use, and basically all it does is allow you to pause the game. So that way, if you're like me and you need to go away and take care of your children for a few minutes and come back to your game like in a regular single player game, you can do that. Let's see, what time is it? So we're at 19, 43, 42, 41. And all you got to do is press the button P. So keep an eye on the time right here. Ready? I'm going to press it in 3, 2, 1. Now the game is paused. I'm moving my mouse around. Nothing's happening. You'll see like all the fighting stopped, everything. And then all I got to do is press P one more time, and it comes right back to where it was. And then let me see if I can go up here and maybe find somebody. Again, I got my little invincibility thing on. Oh shit, there's people. Let me see if I can pause it in the middle of somebody actually shooting at me. Oh, okay, so it actually makes the AI disappear when you do that. So look, there's a guy right in front of me, and when I pause it, he's not there. And now let me go ahead and unpause it one more time and see if he comes back. Yeah, he's back. See, that's all it does, is it makes the AI kind of disappear so they don't shoot you for a second, and then they come back. So yeah, so like if you're in the middle of a game, like I said, if you have the right version, it's basically supposed to make it so you don't have people run up on you and kill you while you're trying to go off and do whatever you need to do, which is pretty freaking cool. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and just quickly skip over graphical mods for right now. We're going to go into my extra mods. Now, just keep in mind guys, there are a plethora. There is like a literal plethora of extra mods you can put in your playthrough that adds, you know, a lot of different items, different looks to your character, all sorts of stuff. I tried to keep it a little bit simple with a couple of mods that I liked that I found at the beginning of this season. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is this Epic Range Time Weapons mod. All right, guys, so here is the mod page for this. So now, currently, this is called Epic's All-in-One. I believe when I downloaded this, it was called just Epic's Range Time, something like that. I know the mod author's name is Epic Range Time, but I think he may have changed it since I downloaded it and started using it. And now this, I believe, includes a couple of his other mods that he kind of had, and he just kind of included them all together, I believe. So items included, it's a lot. A lot of new muzzle devices, stocks, barrels, rails, accessory sections, all sorts of different stuff. And you can also, there's different variants of guns. There's new actual, all the guns have a possibility of, like, you can now get like an AK. I'll show you an example that I recorded of an AK-102 that is now chambered in 300 blackout. If you guys know the gun, it is not chambered in 300 blackout, you know, by default. I think the 102 is what? These are 7.62 by 39 or 5.56. All right, guys, a quick in-game example of the Epic's expanded, like, weapons mod. So you notice this is an AK-102, but this is the actual, like, the 300 blackout version of it. So this is now available in the game, where you can actually, so you can see that there's the, what do you call it? 300 blackout CBJ ammo in this gun, which is really nice ammo. And you can you can chamber an AK-102 in 300 blackout, which is actually pretty freaking cool. So it's a little extra bit that adds some extra coolness to the game, in my opinion, along with many other things that are very, very fun. So pretty cool mod. All right, everyone, the next one that I'm going to go ahead and talk about is warheads. Now, this will basically just allow you to go ahead and change the look of your player, like their actual face, to something that is not in the default Tarkov game. So this mod author actually made some very creative looking heads for you guys to customize your character with, so you can change it up a little bit. So here's the mod page right here, and currently you're able to go ahead and change your person into Jon Snow, Jason Statham, Soap from COD, and there's a couple of camo paints and an injured USEC that you can make your face look like. So let me go ahead and show you that in game. I actually have one of the earlier versions of this mod, so now, like I showed you on the page, there's actually more. But what they added when I downloaded it was the soap head, which is what we use for our character model for Jack. In our playthrough, and then you also have the combat paint one. So this was the earlier mod that just had the two, but now there's a whole bunch of different ones on the mod, and you can do like some crazy looking ones like Jon Snow and Jason Statham and stuff like that. It's pretty hilarious. But all it does is just, if you want to RP like I do in my series, you can actually change the face to something you don't normally see, which is actually pretty rad. All right, and lastly, one of my favorite add-on mods that I've found recently is WTT, which is Welcome to Tarkov, Pack and Strap. There's a couple of WTT mods that you can get, actually like quite a few of them from this mod author, but Pack and Strap is easily my favorite, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so essentially, this mod adds new battle belts, which in real life, if you shoot guns and you go to the range and stuff, you'll love this mod, because I mean, a lot of us, we all have a battle belt. That's where we draw our pistol from. You know, we carry our extra mags, a dump pouch, all sorts of stuff, a med kit, and all that kind of stuff. So it adds battle belts into the game, which is great. You know, it's normal. It was just cosmetic before on your character, but now you can actually have a usable battle belt, which again, why is this not in the game? Come on, guys. But again, it adds a couple of other cool features, different cases and stuff, and I'll go ahead and show you that in game right now. Okay, guys, here we are in the game again, and let me go ahead and show you real quick. So like, here's an example of one of the battle belts. So here's like this LH63 duty belt. You can see this one actually is kind of kitted out like a real life battle belt, almost kind of like my personal one. Actually, it's got a med kit. A couple of these pouches and stuff are different the way I set it up, but still pretty close. And it's got a pistol, what do you call it, a pistol holder right there, a holster. And then let's go ahead and buy this real quick, and I'll show you guys what you can do with these. So with these battle belts, you click them and you can see they have different, you know what, let's go buy another one, because he sells one, I believe. A couple of the traders sell them too, by the way, so they're not all on one trader or anything like that. They are, let me let my items load here. The game is having, so here's like I'll give you an example of like a bigger one versus a smaller one that's a little less expensive. So this one that's like this Orion belt that's super cheap right here, it's got like 4 extra slots right here, but this one obviously it's got a lot of different pouches you can use right here. And so it adds a little more space for you, which is pretty cool. And the way you use it, you can either use it in the tactical rig slot, if you want to RP it that way, and you know, have, instead of having you could use just like a rig plus a armor right there if you want to do it that way, or you can have your rig and whatnot. You can actually use these in the armband slot, which basically the armband slot, let's get real, I mean, it does nothing, but it gives you like a, you know, an indicator if you're playing with a team. But if we're playing SPT, that doesn't matter. So I run it with the armband. And you can hold more items basically, which is basically what a battle belt would do. It allow you to have more space to hold mags, accessories, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And then the one thing though with this mod is it does not go away on death. So I mean, in my playthrough, I just delete it after I die. So I mean, it's up to you guys how you want to do it, but it gives you that flexibility to put a battle belt on your character, and it's pretty cool. I don't believe it actually shows up on your character. Oh, it does. Does it? It does. Never mind. It does show up on the player model. I'm just realizing this. Oh my god. Actually, no, I'm not just realizing this. I'm an idiot because I saw this before in my playthrough a bunch of times. Yeah. It does show up on your player model, so there you go. I'm just remembering this right now while I'm telling you guys this, because you guys know how this goes with me if you guys watch my content. But anyway, that's not just it. It's not just battle belts. There's other stuff that it adds too, so let me go ahead and show you real quick. I think is it Ragman that holds them? I can't remember who actually you buy these from. Let me find out really fast. No, I think Therapist has some of them. Yes, okay, so they have the small scavenger case, which if you can't afford the Lucky Scav junk box, let's show you the difference here. There's a huge difference here, guys, okay? So, I mean, this is what, 1.1 mil right here. It gives you a lot of space. Now, for, 500, almost 5.5K, 500K, you get this amount of space. It's okay. I mean, I don't know. Let me go ahead and buy this. I've actually never even tried to do this before. Let's see. Can you put this in a backpack and take... Oh, okay. That's the benefit of this. You can actually put it in a backpack and take it in raid with you if you want to. If you want to be an absolute Chad and you want to try to take that... Yeah, you can't put it in there. Oh, you can put it in your Gamma container and... Okay. I see. So people probably do that. I would never do that. I wouldn't allow that in my playthrough, but you can. You can do it. You can put your backpack or your case or whatever rig if you have this amount of space. I don't think any rig allows you to do that, but that's kind of cool if you want to do that. So again, this is just allowing the variants, more space for stuff, so I get why the price is where it is, because you can actually take it in raid with you and expand how much stuff you pull out. And when you're starting a playthrough and using just a standard account like I do in my main playthrough, it helps with saving space and stuff like that. And honestly, keeping the items fresh is really, really cool. Okay, guys, and so wrapping this up here, I know this is a long video, but hey, I wanted to make sure you guys got everything that I use. My graphical mods, I only use 2 currently. And it's a Mons Graphics and Declutterer. Now, I'm not going to go super heavy into these because I'm actually going to make a graphics optimization video aside from this to save this video being even longer. So Mons Graphics, I can go ahead and show you guys the mod page for that. That's actually a Mons Sense, just kidding. There it is, Mods Graphics. It just basically, it makes your graphics look so much better. Like normally you'll have fog all over the place. This takes everything away and you can actually see in the distance. It just makes the game, I wouldn't play without it. It's unreal how much different it looks like without this on it. And then the Declutterer mod, it actually removes all the weird clutter from the map, and it actually helps you with performance. And again, I will go into these in much more depth in that graphics video to let you guys know how this actually affects your game and whatnot, with or without it. So, okay, guys, I mean, that's my entire mod list. I will make sure I post this in the description. It'll either be the mods, the links will actually be in my description, or I will have to link this Google Doc right here that you guys can get to and actually see it, depending on whether you know who takes this video down or not, because these links are in my description. So I may start it just by being a Google Doc link and whatnot, just so I don't get possibly the video taken down, but who knows. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it. Let me know what you guys thought of this list. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because it's going to take me quite a while to make this video. So hopefully this helps you guys all out like my last video did, and helps you guys get a really nice start into your SPT journey, and let you guys have fun without worrying about cheaters and worrying about, hey, if you got to take a piss really bad, you can just pause the game and go do that, like any other single player game. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, like I said, one more time, and love you guys for checking out my content. Make sure you guys like the video, and make sure you guys subscribe for more content just like this, and I will catch you in the next one.